Hello everybody. Welcome to JB's RCs. JB here. Thanks for stopping by. Got a great little run video for you today. Got myself a new square body Chevy. Did a little green and yellow paint on there. Came out pretty good. Nice dark green, bright yellow. Switched out some goodies. This is actually on the Redcat Gen8 chassis. So I've been in love with the body, but hating the body of the original Gen8 at the same time. It's a good-looking International Scout 2, but it does hang out all over the place. Lots of hangover in the rear end that would get caught up all the time. Front end, the stock wheels and axles were quite narrow for the body, so the sides stuck out. It would catch on the sides all the time. So I've slowly been trying to figure out what I've been wanting to do with it. So what I did was I took that body off and I got this here Chevy square body pickup, and we fixed those overhangs a lot. I had to do some adjusting on the bumpers. The front bumper I changed out completely and just put this little narrow metal kind of a brush bar on the front. It only covers about a third of the front end there in the center, but I think it looks great on there. I actually got two of those same bumpers, one chrome, one black. You see the black ones on here. Now you can barely see it, but it looks real good. And then we adjusted the wheels. So I put some deep dish metal bead locks on there with some J Concept Scorpio tires. And that gave it that little bit wider stance, took care of that. Other than that, though, we're really just running stock electronics in this still. 3S lipo and an upgraded 35 kg Metal Gear servo. So hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions about the truck, the build, the body fit, I ended up putting body pins back in and not doing the Velcro that's already on the inner fenders, but I was able to keep the inner fenders and the side sliders on there as well. Big performance, even just the lightness of the body on the top made a big difference. I was able to push the rear bumper in quite a bit. I just had to drill some new holes for the mounting of that in there, so that's tucked right in up under the body. And it's probably a good inch shorter than the original. The front is a solid inch in from the original as well, and then it's about 3/4 of an inch wider with those deep dish wheels. I did have some spacers on there before this, but with the deep dish and the spacers it was really wide, so this actually worked out well. I got to take the spacers off. They weren't my favorite, and they were quite big, 15 millimeter spacers or something on there. So this body was much narrower, of course. The side sliders do stick out a little bit. I was probably going to modify those and tuck them in just a little maybe, but it ran fine today, and as you can see, some of the lines it's pulling is pretty fantastic. Of course, some of that is due to the tires, those J Concepts. Pretty much any J Concept, the rubber is real sticky. But these are Scorpios, and I do love the landmines. I love their ruptures. They got those megalithics that are pretty fantastic as well. So any of those I highly recommend. If you guys are foam guys, I know there's a lot of 3D printed foams out there nowadays everybody's using. I personally haven't tried any yet, but they seem to be fantastic, and the wear on them is really well, especially if you're going to be getting them wet. I know foam kind of deteriorates when it gets wet, where those 3D printed ones, they don't deteriorate like that. So that's a big bonus for that if you're going in the mud and water a lot with your tires, or if you have your tires vented. But I do like my Crawler Innovations dual stage foams. They're my favorites. These are running stock foams in there, the J Concepts, which are just fine, nice and squishy. Just single stage, but again, as you can see, this thing's really stepped it up a notch with this, and that little extra servo there, giving that little extra turn, definitely made a big difference. And with a little less weight on the top, it actually helped a little bit with the bump steer too, which is kind of strange. I don't know if it just, maybe because I adjusted the suspension. I do have it drop down now because it didn't have so much weight on top, so I could loosen the springs up a bit. And that actually set the chassis down a little bit further. So maybe that had something to do with the bump steer. There's a little bit less travel. Anyways, we're at the Cotton's RC Village and Adventure. Always a great time out there. And just the first drive with the new body on, so definitely put some scratches on it. Did some flips and rolls for sure, but it works so much better performance-wise, and looks-wise, I think. I love the square body Chevys. I've had a few of these bodies. The last one I messed up and painted with a TS paint, which was a fantastic color, but it started flaking off immediately. This one is the proper PS paint you're supposed to use, Tamaya. I just wish they had more colors. There's a lot of colors, but the ones that I would want to use would be a little more eccentric, I think is the word I would like to use. They just have some pretty basic colors when it comes down to it. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll start making some, or if anybody knows how I can get some custom Tamaya paints made, please let me know. I will pay whatever it is for them. And look at the balance on this thing. I don't know how many times we've three-wheeled it in this video too without flipping over. So it definitely helped. I have, again, no brass on this or anything. This is all stock. Softened up the spring, shortened up the length, added a lighter body, added some nice tires and rims, 3S lipo. Bam. All right, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification button if you haven't already. And thanks for stopping by again. And we'll see you next time. Get out there and have some fun.